Your brain doesn't really know where it ends and the world begins. This isn't a philosophical statement, it's a functional one. The cognitive state you inhabit is profoundly influenced by the physical space you occupy. Consider the simple act of tidying a room. You aren't just rearranging matter, you are lowering the entropy of your immediate environment. This act of imposing order sends a powerful non-verbal signal to your brain. Follow the rules, conform to the system. But what happens when the system is messy? What signal does a desk covered in scattered papers, half-finished projects, and random objects send? A clean, organized space is predictable. Your visual cortex can process it with minimal effort, identifying straight lines and clear surfaces. This efficiency is comfortable, but it encourages cognitive shortcuts. A disorderly environment, however, is a field of high informational content. It resists simple categorization. Your brain is forced to abandon rigid perceptual patterns and engage in a more active interpretive process. Each object is a potential distraction, but also a potential connection. This constant low-level cognitive effort to navigate visual chaos prevents the mind from settling into established linear thought patterns. It's a form of mental cross-training, forcing flexibility where order would demand conformity. Researchers have observed that placing individuals in a tidy room activates behaviors associated with convention and rule following. For example, when offered a snack, people in a clean room are more likely to choose a healthy option, like an apple. When given the opportunity to donate to charity, they do so more generously. Orderliness primes the brain for doing the right thing. This is because orderliness triggers what psychologists call a low-level construal. You focus on the how, the concrete, the practical, the expected. Innovation, however, almost never comes from doing the expected. It comes from high-level construal, thinking about the why, the abstract, the unconventional. Deep within your brain, the anterior cingulate cortex, or ACC, acts as a sort of error detection and conflict monitoring system. When you perform a routine task, the ACC is relatively quiet. But when you face a novel problem or need to break a habit, it lights up, signaling that the current strategy isn't working. Overcoming this ACC alert requires cognitive effort. Now, imagine an environment that is constantly, subtly creating novelty. A messy desk is a landscape of minor conflicts. The pen isn't where it should be. The book is open to the wrong page. This environment might keep the ACC in a state of heightened readiness, lowering the mental barrier to breaking from a larger, more significant cognitive plan. This isn't just theory. A study led by Kathleen Voss at the University of Minnesota placed participants in two different rooms, one tidy, one deliberately cluttered, and asked them to come up with new uses for ping pong balls. The individuals in the tidy room produced a respectable number of conventional ideas, but the participants in the messy room generated ideas that were rated as significantly more creative and interesting by independent judges. The disorder didn't make them smarter, it liberated them from convention. The mess served as a non-conscious prime, subtly communicating that deviating from the norm was acceptable in this space, freeing their thinking from its usual constraints. This principle extends far beyond your desk. Think about a perfectly gridded city plan versus the winding, ancient streets of a European capital. The grid is efficient for navigation, but the tangled streets encourage exploration and accidental discovery. Architects sometimes call this desirable difficulty. Some modern office designs intentionally create less than optimal pathways, forcing employees from different departments to cross paths unexpectedly, fostering serendipitous collaboration. It's the same principle. breaking established patterns to allow for the emergence of novelty. Your messy desk is simply a miniature, personalized version of this architectural strategy.
Monotony has grown fast. Nearly 2,700 people have watched in the last few weeks, yet less than 0.03% are subscribed. It would mean a lot if you joined by hitting subscribe. And again, thanks for watching.